Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how many times Black Americans need to say this before some delusional white folks will literally understand. Now, let it make sense to me that a young man that was supposed to be focusing on his career, focusing on his family, if you literally have one, focusing on what will actually profit him and also profit his page, will literally take his ring light, set his ring light, set his phone, because internet is very cheap for everyone to afford, right? And then the only thing he will literally say is this thing that you guys are about to watch. Honestly, Black Americans have suffered. Like, Black Americans they've literally seen shit in the hands of every single race. Every single person can just wake up one morning and they just want to talk. They just want to talk without filtering their words. They just want to talk because at the end of the day, they wanted to make it look like Black Americans talk too much. I don't know, but just watch this video and let me know your honest opinion in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please do what subscribe. Like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. And for disclaimers, this is just for educational purposes. Only not to come here, bash anyone, defame anyone, or cause any form of riot here and there. But anyways, let's get right into this video and I'll be back with commentaries.
All the Black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem.
Oh, boy.
You do realize that they're kidnapping Black Americans too,
Here we
right?
go.
And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants. And then they will detain you for days, sometimes weeks, so that they can have their way with you in the ICE detention center while they figure out that you're an American citizen. In fact, that's exactly what happened to this lady right here. She's an American citizen. They detained her for 2 days and kept her in that detention center. And this is what they're doing with so many people. If you're not white, they will target you. If they just have a bad day, they just feel angry or feel extra racist that day, they'll target you, kidnap you, beat you, throw you in the back of a truck, and take you to some random ICE detention center. There was one citizen that they actually deported to a whole nother country, and she was a U.S. citizen.
First of all, that paleface needs to mind his business, okay? He gonna sit up here and say, oh, ICE is not your problem. Why are you don't even go here. What we got going on and how we choose to respond and react to certain things is none of your concern. Why are you even addressing us? You need to be addressing the agents, and you need to be addressing your fellow community, because your community is why we're in this situation that we're in right now, and why law enforcement, government agencies, federal agencies are running amok and don't have to ever answer for their brute force. It's because they've been doing it to Black Americans since forever. The police force was literally slave catchers, and it just transmuted and transformed into the police that we see today. So for y'all to keep saying y'all are gonna be next, we gotta keep. I feel like I sound like a broken record, y'all. A broken record. We were first. It never stopped happening to us, but y'all didn't give a fuck all. Because y'all don't care about Black American people. Y'all really don't. And for you to sit up here and say Black American people and then show a Somali woman, bitch, I need to throw something in. You gonna show a Somali woman while you're talking about Black Americans being detained and kidnapped? You know what? The nerve. Somali people didn't even consider themselves African as a collective. They never call themselves Black. And that woman in particular, this is why I keep feeling like it's a scheme that Todd set up. Why would she have them Band-Aids on her forehead? Like it's given performative. It's given, and the Oscar goes to. Now, I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what happened to her. If that did happen, it was unfortunate. But it sounded like she was reading from a script and she got the script right, as opposed to that other Somali woman that started reading the script and said, oh my God, because she said crime is bad. And I don't think that was a part of what she was I don't think that was a part of what she was supposed to say. And she couldn't even get it out because she knew she was lying and scamming and cheating, and it was a scheme. But they going to put that lady up there, and then she going to say, oh, and they use the N-word. Aren't you all the class of people with melanin that have been running around saying the N-word means nothing to y'all because y'all have no direct relation to it? Now, all of a sudden, when it's convenient, you want to piggyback off of the plight of actual Black Americans. with racial slurs. This is not me saying that it's okay to call anybody with dark skin that looks like me the N-word. I'm just saying they don't have the same relation to the word. And this pale-faced guy, he needs to shut the hell up and mind his business. He keeps butting in, talking about, oh, y'all saying ICE is not your problem. Sir, get your community together and y'all go out there. I'm tired of y'all talking and y'all are sitting in the comfort of your living room with your ring light in front of you, telling Black Americans what they need to do and where they need to go. And I really cannot get over the fact that he's saying, oh, they're deporting Black American. No, we're not doing flat blackness. People that have an immigrant background is not synonymous with Black Americans that have a long lineage here in this country. Just because that Somali woman has the same hue of complexion, that does not make her a Black American. That is a Somali American if she has citizenship. So stop that. I don't agree with brute force. I don't agree with us being illegally and unlawfully detained. Like I said, this is something that we have been crying about and shouting from the rooftops, but y'all did not give a fuck because y'all don't care about Black American people. Now that one of the clear pale-faced ladies got unalived by ICE, and y'all care more about the immigrant class than y'all ever did about us, now all of a sudden, y'all seem to find a little bit of empathy. I'm just very confused. Because if Johnny had 5 apples, y'all would have been trying to get qualified immunity overturned. But y'all didn't give a damn when it was just us. Don't you ever try to flat black me, bitch, and use a Somali woman that literally they call us Judairs and say that they're Arab. They barely even fucking say they're African and use that as your goddamn excuse or your goddamn example of a Black American getting detained by ICE. Girl, bruh. Spread of it's the Brooklyn way. Got to be more motherfucking careful. What?
For all the Black Americans saying,
shut your bitch ass up. Everybody else is going to dance around this shit. I'm not. Shut your bitch ass up. I am so fucking tired of one of you motherfucking Aspen Avengers always starting off. For every Black American, how about we don't? How about no? There are other ethnic groups. There are other religious groups in this motherfucking nation. Why in the fuck does it always have to be somebody that looks like you talking to somebody that looks like me? Fuck you. Shut your bitch ass up. I don't have time for this niceties. I don't. I do not have time for this. I don't. We will deal with ICE when ICE comes to us. And how we deal with ICE is none of your fucking business. Why don't you worry about looking exactly like the fucking ICE agents that you think are coming after us? How about that? How about you confront some of the MAGA people in your fucking family? How about you do that? Mind the fucking business that pays you. I am so goddamn tired of motherfuckers like you. White men like you put Donald Trump in the fucking White House. Maybe I should start saying that shit. For every white person in America, do you know that Donald Trump was voted by the majority of white men? It wouldn't feel good, would it? Now you know how the fuck we feel every time we hear one of you motherfuckers try to talk to us. Who in the fuck do you think you're talking to? Who in the fuck do you think you were talking to? We were the original unwantables. Did nobody want us? We was getting picked up for bullshit like vagrancy and shit. Now all of a sudden you want to tell her, hey, Black Americans, ICE is coming. They ain't coming for me. They're not. They're fucking not. Okay? ICE is a white man problem that's being inflicted on brown folk. And here comes a motherfucking example of the fucking people that are coming after the goddamn brown folk trying to warn my black ass. No. Shh. We good. Stay over there. Stay over there. Because if you really want to play this fair, then what we all should start doing is, why do white men continue to fuck us all up? Maybe we should start warning white women and white children to stay the fuck away from y'all. Because you're ICE agents, you're preachers, you're cops, and to top all of that off, you abusive motherfuckers. Y'all leading all that abuse and essays and shit like that. We're getting fucking tired of having to listen as somebody who's paler than us try to give us some fucking advice we didn't fucking ask for. We're tired of y'all. Teetotally fucking tired. Y'all motherfuckers need to get some business. Because every fucking time we turn around, anytime there's friction between groups, anytime there's friction between religions, anytime there's friction between sex and sexual orientation, there's always some fucking white guy standing in the middle of it. Always. Every time. Without fail. So that we all are sitting there pointing at each other while you motherfuckers continue to vote for guys like Donald Trump, vote for guys like Ted Cruz, vote for guys like fucking Matt Gaetz and shit like that. But y'all got the best fucking advice for everybody that ain't you. Shh. Let us deal with this shit in our way. In our communities. Do not open your motherfucking mouth. We don't care. We don't. In 2026, it's time for us to turn these fucking mirrors around and start pointing them back at y'all asses. You want to throw a warning about ICE at us? The reason slave patrols existed in the first place, and those slave patrols being the arbiter or the beginning of law enforcement in the United States, and you want to come fucking talk to us about being hunted by ICE? See, this is why I know you don't know a single fucking black person. You can tell me you got black friends. No, you know black people. And they don't want to know you. They'll tell you anything to get you the fuck out of their face. Because if you did know any of us, you would fucking know. We're used to this. Everybody else is coming to the table that we've already been at for fucking years. And who is the one that built the table? But you want to tell us ICE is out there for fuck you. Shut your bitch ass up. Tell you, really, honestly, you do not even look like the sort of fucking person who can give any fucking advice to any other group other than white men. You look like a fucking ICE agent. So clear that up over there. But as far as black folks is concerned, shut your bitch ass up.
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too.
Black Americans don't need a white man to tell us what state violence looks like, because we've been kidnapped, we've been caged, and we've been controlled since slavery, since the year of 1619. ICE isn't new. It's just another arm of the same capitalist system that uses police to terrorize people. And I don't reject the struggle, but I do reject the idea of black Americans being pushed to the front lines on someone else's terms. Since rebellions against slavery, black people have been used as troops for fights we didn't even control, and then abandoned once the moment passed. I mean, look back at the Civil War. Lincoln was losing the Civil War badly, and that's when he called on black people for help to win the Civil War. And after the Civil War, he and the Republican Party and the Union abandoned black people and let white racists in the South terrorize our communities with Jim Crow laws, lynchings, and bombings of our schools, churches, and homes, and they allowed them to assassinate our leaders. What I believe black Americans should do right now is just start with political education. I mean, teach people how the system really works. Teach people how capitalism, police, ICE, prisons, and borders are all connected. Because an educated base lasts longer than a viral protest that you want. And then pass that knowledge to our families and use our voices. And black workers are everywhere. I mean, we could organize jobs, unions, and strikes because capital listens when the money stops flowing. You, white man, should organize your own community instead of policing black people, because white nationalists and capitalism created this mess. Who created this system? Because black folks didn't. The system has been the same since 1619. It hasn't changed, and it just evolved.
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants.
Aw, look at this cracker trying to educate black people like we don't already fucking know this. Isn't it kind of ironic we are now being educated by the same people that told us systematic racism didn't exist? The same people that told us black people were just lazy and that's why they don't get jobs. The same people that thought this system was actually working up until this fucking point. For me, it's them being condescending while they're the ones that don't know their own fucking history. These are the same people that are comparing ICE to the Gestapo instead of comparing it to Jim Crow to what it actually is. And that's because a lot of white people stay in their own fucking bubble. They don't know shit about black history. They don't know shit about what we go through. So now that they see they're the ones being actually affected, they're going to be like, well, you know, black people, you're actually being affected by this if you didn't know. We've always fucking known because we've always been the reason they do shit. They fucking hate us. You think we don't fucking know that?
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem,
Nah. Black people are on vacation. White people, you fix this.
for all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too.
I want y'all to leave us alone. I want y'all to leave black Americans alone. I want y'all to leave black women in America alone. We know. We've always known. They did it to us first. They've been doing it to us. And now y'all are just realizing they're doing it to you too. Don't say they're doing it to us too. It's been us too. It was us first. It's always been us. You voted for this. Your family voted for this. And it was all be friends, kumbaya, don't separate people from the party. Y'all mad at Peyton right now for speaking out against creators who are performative as hell. Oh, it's supposed to be Democrat with Democrat, liberal with liberal like they do. He's putting his body on the line. But you want me to put my body on the line? My body has been put on the line enough. Stop asking, can I tell y'all something? Stop asking, can I ask y'all something? Stop asking if I can borrow y'all for a second. We have been borrowed enough in this country and not giving back in the same condition that y'all borrowed us. It was a girl, got on TikTok crying, they kidnapped my husband. Okay, before I figure out if I feel bad for you or not, who did you vote for? She said, oh, I didn't vote. Click, figure it out. Y'all are going to have to figure this out yourselves. I did my job. Y'all didn't do yours. It was your aunties, your uncles, and I don't hear y'all asking poor white people why they didn't vote in their best interest. Y'all always asking us. It's always us. Leave us alone. We did what we had to do. And now I'm going the way of the big homie. Harriet Tubman, I'll see y'all later. Y'all figure this out. Nobody's coming to save y'all. Nobody ever came to save us. Y'all let them introduce crack into our neighborhoods and run rampant in our society for years. And not until your kid got addicted to Lortabs is it now a problem with the drug companies. And all the other countries need to be quiet too, because y'all don't care. Because if y'all really cared and y'all really wanted to help us and y'all really want to know what was going on, y'all would tell y'all government to put sanctions on us. But y'all don't. You want me to go out and do something. I've done enough. What they're trying to do is separate us from the rest of the world and make the rest of the world hate Americans so that once they are offering asylum, people already hate us. They're going to make it too late for us to leave. But I'm going away to big homie. I'm out. Just stop asking me stupid questions and stop being rude to me for something that you and your people did. Figure it out. Make good choices.
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants. And then they will detain you for days, sometimes weeks, so that they can have their way with you in the ICE detention center while they...
Wrong message, even worse messenger. We do not ever need a white person in this country to tell us what is at stake when it comes to the government, police enforcement, and how police enforcement can cause harm to black Americans. My father sat me down when I was 15 years old because I started to look like a man and taught me how to interact with police. Every black family teaches their black sons how to interact with the police. Every black family talks to their daughters about how to interact with the police. So for every conversation we have a Sandra Bland, Rolando Castile, Eric Gardner, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Sonia Massey, Rodney King. I can go back decades, I can go back centuries to tell you how black people are acutely aware of our relationship with law enforcement and the government. My grandmother was the first person in her family to buy a house in New York, and she moved into a white neighborhood. And you know what they did? They threw things at her house. They burned her garbage. They tried to push her out, all because she was black and they didn't want her around. And every time the cops came, what did the cops do? Agitate my grandmother and grandfather, not the other way around. So no, sir. You do not need to tell black people that we need to be going out on the street and fighting ICE, because black people have never not fought to survive and live in this country, which is our right. Conditions in this country have been perpetuated and propagated by white people. White people are the only people that can fix it. This is your time to shine. This is your time to stand up. Black people have been fighting since slavery. The fact that you see us occupying spaces, owning homes, being doctors, being lawyers, graduating school is all because of a fight that has never ended. The fight has never ended for black people. So the fact that you think you as a white man can come on Beyonce's internet and tell black people what they need to be fighting for, it's so lost on you how you don't understand American history and how you don't understand intrinsically American culture. Because in order for us to exist in the capacity we exist in 2026, that is from a centuries long fight. You guys go out and do the work. You go out and fight your representatives. You go out and make noise at Capitol Hill. You go out and demand change. But don't ever come online and tell black people what they need to be fighting for.
They all want us in harm's way so bad. It's something sinister about it. I've been saying this. You know what it is? It's this like trauma corn. They like to watch us be brutalized, attacked, beat up, unalived. Like, they like to watch it. Like, they have this weird fixation on seeing black people literally get terrorized. Like, nobody could ever convince me of anything different, because why do y'all want us to go out there so badly? It's not like y'all are like trying to get us to go, you know, to Congress or to get some type of bill or some type of legislation passed. Like, no, y'all literally want us to be out there physically fighting with ICE. It's like also a form of entertainment for them. Like, they like to see us arguing. They like to see us up in arms. And it's also ritualistic in a way of they want to energy harvest off of us. You know, like, it reminds me of like the movie It with the clown. And it could only attack you if you were afraid of him. You know, like, it's like it needed to bring out the fear in people in order to be able to appear, and in order to be able to strengthen himself and to be awake from his hibernation for an extended period of time. He had to harvest off of the fear of the children. And I feel like in this scenario, in this reality, in this simulation, it's our fear, it's our trauma that feeds the beast. It feeds the demonic forces and the demonic energy. It feeds whatever else they're trying to manifest, because they need us to help create new timelines. They need us to help create alternate reality, so to speak. So if we were to get out there and cause mass civil unrest, and of course martial law would enact, and you know, we would be seriously in a police state, like we already are, but it would be even more cause to call in the troops and round the people up, and then who knows what that will trickle into. Shit, we might end up in motherfucking internment camps out this motherfucker. Like, for real, we really have to think about this. And for whatever reason, I think as a collective spiritually, majority black Americans are like one band, one sound. And we haven't been like this in a long time, because we haven't had a cause. And people say, oh, where's your advocacy? And I think Kanataway said this, and he made a great point. Shouts out to Kanataway. Make sure y'all follow him. And he said, our advocacy is also in silence, and our advocacy is also in boycotting. Our advocacy also comes in a form of sitting things out. Like the bus boycott, for example. We just didn't ride the buses. People walked, people carpooled, people rode bicycles, or people just simply didn't go places that they didn't have to necessarily be. So our resistance and our, you know, standing up for ourselves also is deeply rooted in us sometimes not doing anything. So y'all keep saying, you ain't doing nothing. Us not doing anything is a form of resistance. It's also a form, I kept saying advocacy. I meant activism. That's the word that I was trying to fish for. Sometimes I misspeak when I be talking, y'all. I'm not reading from a prompter. I'm talking off the dome like we having a conversation. Because, you know, like y'all be like, this is blah, blah, blah. This means that I thank you for correcting me, but I just need y'all to know, like, bitch, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I'm literally just talking. I don't write this down. Like, so sometimes I misspeak. I'm human, okay? Don't go not too much, because y'all be going in on me sometimes. And I be like, all right, damn. I'm not about to fucking take the video down. Like, y'all know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, they want something to happen. That's why they keep saying you're next, you're next, you're next, is because they're trying to manifest and create that reality for us. But we're not going, bitch. We ain't going. The ancestors told us not to go. And I think this is the first time in a long time that as a collective, because of course some of us are still, using our voices and still out there, but it's very few. As a collective, this is the first time in a long time that we have not put on a heavy cape for other people. Like, we finally woke up. Like, a lot of, and I can't, it's broken record time. I don't give a damn. Y'all gonna have to keep hearing the same things. A lot of these people don't like us. They don't like us. It's fucked up, but we're starting to be able to see. Not all, because some do love us and will stand in solidarity, and it's true and it's genuine, but a lot of people don't fuck with us, bro. And we're finally starting to see. Anyways, this is long. It's relevant to Brooklyn Lane.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many video, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of black people online who are asking black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling black people to put themselves on the line when black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say it's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families. I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are black people on that list. There are black countries on that list. There are black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are black countries on that list.
If black people are telling you they feel like in their spirit they need to just move out of the country, they need to distance themselves from what America is in this volatile time, let them. They are allowed to. You know why we're allowed to? And this goes for any person of color. We are allowed to just go away and stop dealing with this. Anybody that's like, you objectively need to deal with this, like you have to stay and fight, we need good people. 400 years is a long time to take advantage of a group of people. 400 years is a long time to take advantage of a group of people and still have them continue to stay, continue to fight, to continue to try to build credibility around their merit. And at the same time, you can acknowledge that there are roots and so much historical context attached to the land and all of these different things. But you have to be honest about the fact that we've been dealing with this for a long time. People's spirits are heavy. People's families have gone through trauma that most people will not ever experience. So to sit and stand in somebody's face and tell them, oh, you got to keep fighting for what? You're not giving reasons to fight. We fight, we die. Like, that's it. That's the whole sentence. We fight, we die. And in the shadow of our blood, you find solace and peace in the newfound freedoms you gain. Because the story goes like this: we built roads, schools, towns, and banks for ourselves, and the government destroyed them. We formed parties and got active in political instigations. They took our leaders. We separated ourselves from the political system, built mutual aid in our communities in order to better foster the things that we desired as a people on our own. You rid us of the people who started these communities, who started these organizations, took the ideas and put them back into the government and gave them to people in a more shallow and less present way. And now you're just trying to take them away. I believe there are things worth fighting for, but I don't think it's anybody else's place but the individual in terms of POC and their decision on whether or not they want to fight.
Anyways, that's all I got for this video, guys. And you guys can literally see how this guy was literally blabbing, because at the end of the day, I feel like he don't even know his left from his right. Now he is even talking about deporting Black Americans. I don't know, maybe as someone that is not even an American citizen, I don't know if I should now be explaining to him that there is a difference between Black Americans and Somalians, Asians, Mexican. There is a difference between Black Americans and people that literally came to migrate to Black Americans for greener pasture. Due to that migration, they now became a citizen, right? There is a whole lot of difference between that. Black Americans were never migrants. Black Americans were in America even before every single thing started happening, even before the slave trade, east, west, north, and south. I don't know how I need to sit this adult down, because he is now claiming that the only time you are not going to be targeted is when you are, in quotes, a white person. And the last time I checked, Rainy that was pew-pewed was actually a white person. Her own is even a worse scenario, whereby it didn't only start with she being deported to another country or she being she said, as he said, and putting into custody, but she was literally pupiled in a broad daylight by the same ICE agent. So what are we talking about here? So who are the people that we're going to be saying they are even more targeted? What makes you have that illustration, have that feeling that at the end of the day, because you are white in coat, anything containing ICE should not be your problem? I don't know how I should be educating someone like this. Someone that claims to have all the privileges and know every single thing in the US, right? For you to even bring an example of someone that is, because that particular picture he used, I believe strongly, like my mind is not doubting me, that that is actually a Somalian citizen, right? So if a Somalian citizen comes to the US to come stay in the US, and we've already been seeing all of this back and forth that has been happening with Somalians, and what the orange man has literally been talking about Somalians, and then they eventually get deported even as citizen. How is that supposed to be an elastic measure for you to rub it on Black Americans? I don't know where that is actually adding up, but as always, you guys know how these people literally behave. Whenever they want to talk, if they do not mention Black Americans, it look more like that talk is not going to be like in a straight line. Some of these white folks, I don't generalize everybody, right? Whenever they want to talk, whenever they want to do things, for them to just have a little bit of trend, they have to like put a spice and a mix up of Black Americans, because I feel like they know that Black Americans are the trend. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Now, this same guy came up with an apology video, because it looks more like TikTok eventually took down the video because of a lot of misconception that he actually said there. And he came up with an apology video where he was literally talking about, oh, he is sorry for saying blah, 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 blah. But one thing you forget, or one thing a lot of them forget, is the moment you say it, it has been captured. So even if TikTok remove it, or TikTok, you will just be known for that. So, brother, to make this statement really, really clear for you, Black Americans are not scared of ICE. ICE cannot deport Black Americans. Yes, Black Americans, sometimes we do see videos of them being brought into custody for questioning, blah, blah, blah. Before you know, they will do video and put it up here like, ICE actually caught me, but interrogation, or what do they even call it? I've forgotten the particular name for it. And then they will just tell them to go. But to deport a Black American, a real indigenous, foundational Black American, to another country or to another known or unknown land, is what can never happen, no matter how hard you try to sugarcoat it. And I want to tell you as well that being a white person doesn't give you all of that privilege that some of these ICE circumstances will definitely not get to you. Nobody is praying for bad thing. Nobody is even praying for getting deportation or getting deported, right? Even as some of these immigrants that live here, I will literally not wish them to be deported, because for a fact, I know that a lot of them are looking for greener pasture, what they can actually take back home. Just that some of them has this mental issue, and they don't really and they don't really understand the struggles of Black Americans. That is the past that I hate about them. But I will still say this crystal clear: Black Americans cannot be deported, sir. And don't think that you have a lot of privilege more than Black Americans. No. Everything that is whooping them is also whooping you. So first of all, check yourself and check that your people, your entire race are in good condition before you say anything you want to say. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And if you have not subscribed, please do what? Subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping commentaries, joining my membership, dropping super thanks. I really appreciate. I do not take you guys for granted. And for disclaimers, this is just for educational purposes only. You guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about what this guy literally said. What is your opinion in the comment section? I would really, really love to get a feedback from you. And yes, thank you so much for staying stick and hook me to the end of this video. And yes, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.